Thanks for joining us today on Rockfeed. Today's video is sponsored by Amino, an app with millions of different communities for people to unite around their passions, fandoms, and interests. And we're going to tell you about Metal Amino, an awesome community for metalheads around the globe to unite, including us here at Rockfeed. You can head over there by clicking the download link in the description to participate in our brand new poll about Slipknot. There's a few things on Metal Amino that I really enjoy, like voting on polls to share my opinion about my favorite metal bands, finding inspiration and checking out new bands I haven't heard about yet, or even sometimes seeing stories for the show. So be sure to download Metal Amino now and take our Slipknot poll. You can click the link in the description or click the pinned comment on this video. Just follow the prompts to download it. It's totally free on iOS or Android devices, or you can download Amino by searching in your app store, then searching for Metal once you're in. Remember, you can find us there by searching Rockfeed, the username. And with that, let's get into the video. According to a report by The Blast, Slipknot percussionist and sometimes backup vocalist Chris Fehn has purportedly filed a lawsuit against the band in which he claims he was duped out of touring revenues or various other revenues because the band had apparently set up LLCs in other states that he feels he hasn't received payment from. Now, this report came from The Blast and it didn't offer any sourcing on where they obtained their information directly in that report, and we have attempted to independently verify whether or not this lawsuit has been filed yet in various different states where we know Slipknot does have LLCs in place that are active, and we haven't been able to find any records. We have called various courts and attempted to verify that the suit has been filed. Again, with no luck. We've also checked the federal court systems and have yet to see any record of this suit being filed. So it's worth noting that while The Blast did report that there was a lawsuit being filed, we have yet to see any specific public documents that outright verify that. Not saying that it's not true, but take everything you see with a grain of salt. Also, Slipknot frontman Corey Taylor has come out and spoken about this matter, in which he says, "You're gonna read a lot of bullshit today. That is all I'll say. Just wait till the truth comes out. Long live the knot." He didn't elaborate on that, and of course he didn't elaborate on that because potential legal situations can be complicated and you're always limited in what you can say. Corey is known to be a straight shooter, and again, here is something also worth pointing out that is interesting. According to the story from The Blast, the people that Chris in his suit apparently point the finger at are squarely Clown and Corey. But it's worth noting that the other members of Slipknot have not filed the same suit. So if he felt so strongly that he was being duped out of royalties or revenues, you would imagine that the other members would also join him in that suit. But unless we're missing something, they have not. We haven't even verified that the suit exists, so it makes you wonder why, if this is indeed such a problem, why haven't the other members joined him in that suit? Perhaps it may be some sort of an overreaction by Chris, but again, that is purely speculation. Chris Fehn in his suit has demanded a full accounting or audit on the Slipknot financials to see if he was actually being taken for a ride by Slipknot. Now, we've been able to independently verify that there is at least one LLC in California that does list Corey and Clown on the LLC, which is named after Slipknot and an entertainment company. But that is not to say that that LLC isn't set up in that state just to deal with complicated tax situations that come with being in a band that does business in multiple states. It can get quite cumbersome. So again, just because everyone's name isn't on a listing like that doesn't mean that somebody is getting screwed out of royalties. So now, according to a report from Ultimate Guitar, we have Slipknot co-founder Donnie Steele, who was in the band as the guitarist in 1995 and 1996, and again between 2011 and 2014, filling in on bass after the tragic passing of Paul Gray. And he has voiced his opinion online in now a since-deleted post. So in this purported screenshot taken from Reddit, Mr. Steele says, "LOL, don't blame him," in which someone replies and says, "If you're talking about Fehn, I couldn't agree more," to which Donnie Steele replies and says, "Nobody likes to get lied to and ripped off. I know firsthand." It's unclear what he is talking about there. He then continues and says, "And most of them can't write. In the 3 years I toured with them, I actually spent more time in the recording sessions and the studio than I did on the road. all done behind the other members' backs. That's how they roll. Again, that post has since been deleted. Multiple commenters on Reddit claim that they individually verified that the post was on his profile for a time. So this is a very complicated situation, something that people all over the world have been talking about for the last couple of days since this story broke. But there are a few things that are immediately apparent. One, we do not have direct confirmation that this suit has indeed been filed. The blast report doesn't name a source. They don't even indicate where they got the information. It just alludes to a lawsuit, and we haven't been able to find any clear record of that suit even being filed. We've called around, we've called various courts, and we haven't been able to get anyone, including clerks in the office, to verify that this suit has been filed. So where is this report coming from? Corey is saying that the truth will come out. Chris has not commented publicly on this, so we're going to have to keep an eye on this situation, and there are a lot of people wondering whether or not this will affect the band's album plans or touring plans. This is where it is worth reassuring the fans. Since this news is broke, Slipknot has continued to tease their upcoming album. Slipknot has continued to promote their tour. There is no reason whatsoever to believe that this will affect their tour in any way. There's no way. There's 9 members in the band, and 1 member leaving the band or temporarily leaving the band, whatever it may be, is not going to have a greater impact specifically on a tour or an album release. It's just very unlikely, unless there's some sort of legal prohibition that comes out that prevents this tour from continuing. But again, we can only deal with what we know currently to be correct, and we haven't even verified that this lawsuit even is taking place. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. So anyways, that is all for now. Thanks so much for joining us here today on Rockfeed. Be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on breaking hard rock and heavy metal news. Thanks so much for joining us here today, and we'll see you all very soon.